there anybody? We do have some guests tonight, guys. Thank you for coming. We always like having people with us, so it's refreshing. And we'll skip over the next. Let's start with the principal reports. Let's start with, who shall we start with? Miss Grace, let's start with the elementary.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. Pre-K's always should be first, I'm sorry.
Preschool is going really great. We're starting, they've finished their home visits and a lot of the preliminary assessments at the beginning of the year. They did just require a new assessment that we have to do with the executive function scale that we'll be doing all of September. But we've also started the family engagement hours that we'll be doing. So families are gonna come and do a craft tomorrow, but then we've also planned a literacy event with Miss Norris for September 25th. And so we'll invite families. And I know that there's always been talk about wanting to introduce the houses at preschool level. So it's gonna be like an introduction and she's gonna tie it to literacy. So I'm excited about that. I just applied for a grant today. It's Just Right Reader, they're literacy books. And the amazing thing about these books is that they're gonna get, each student will get one to take home. And it has a QR code that the family can click on and you can choose the language that you want it to appear in. So that is really awesome. And you're gonna start tailoring the books to Mexico specific. So they're gonna be reading about tamales and bizcochitos and all of the native New Mexican type of traditions in these little books, these little readers. So excited about that. We have the first New Mexico pre-K site visit on September 23rd. She'll be coming in and coming into the classrooms and just making sure that we're doing the things that we should be doing with and the New Mexico pre-K site. So things are going well.
Thank you. Any questions? Miss Grace, I'm sorry. Now is your turn.
Okay. Well, we finished up our homecoming activities and we're very excited about how our float came out. You didn't see it, but it was a good float. We're finishing up on our Amira testing and we're finishing up on the WIDA screenings as well for kindergarten. We will be screening all first grade students next week for dyslexia. And we're also sending out what's called a check, which is the childhood experiences questionnaire to all kinder parents next week. And this is a voluntary survey that PED is putting out to gather information about children's early childhood experiences. And so that will all be happening next week. We are currently waiting for filling 3 of our positions. 2 of those SPED teaching positions have been filled. We're just waiting for the people to come on in. And then I think, fingers crossed, I got my last EA position filled today. And so we will be fully staffed. Fine. So our attendance rate has been fluctuating a little bit. We've had a couple of bugs come in the door and stomach bugs, and I think we're battling pink eye now, but so watch your hands. And our first progress reports will be getting out to parents at the end of this week and the beginning of next. And then we'll be hosting students from the high school, the National Honor Society and the Teacher Academy will be coming in to read with our students. They'll start on September 29th and come in monthly to read to our students during our library time. And we're still looking for a couple of parent volunteers to help out with the planning of our planter bins in the front and our hydroponic planters. So if anyone's interested, we'd love to have them. That's what's happening.
Thank you, Ms. Grace.
Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. O'Brien. Okay,
Wasn't gonna say anything about spreading the floats. It was nice. I've also been harassed about it. Really, of course. It's fun, but, I was not able to be here last week. So the whole thing is a good testament to what our staff does. And I know Mr. Lindsay started the run where everybody joined. It was a lot of good, that really spurred a lot of good excitement. So I would say it's a success. So I said in my newsletter today or Monday, days are flying. We're trying to ride that wave into excitement. Now we don't have any, we'll have the same distractions, interruptions. And so we're coming up on 30 days, which fits into the 30, 60, 90-day plans that we gotta do. And so, we're just, keeping our progress reports are due as well. They're gonna be about Friday, Thursday, tomorrow. And then, parent teacher conferences are coming up. We're gonna have some kind of, and soon somehow make it a rivalry contest to see who gets those parents through. And try to really, get into contact with the parents. Anyway, any questions for me?
No, sir.
Thank you for your support.
Thank you.
Mr. Alvarez.
Well, this down here, just gonna go on. So Madam President, members of the board, Superintendent Lindsay, just a quick update here at the middle school. I was in here last month. So I apologize. My daughter actually received a pin for academics at Centennial High School. So that's where I was at. I wasn't trying to avoid it.
More important.
Yeah. All right, so just to start off, beginning of year testing, right, we finished that up. My goal for our staff, for our school is 100% of our students to grow measurably from the beginning of year to the end of the year. So 100% of our students, I want us to grow, you know, if it's a grade level or a few points, but I want to see that grow from the end of year testing, from the beginning of year testing to the end of year testing. We revamped our special education services as well. Before it was more inclusion where the EAs were coming in and helping out, you know, within, we still have that, but we went ahead and revamped it, and now we have pull-out classes for students that are really needing that extra support inside of the classroom, right? And that's for students in special education. For our general ed students, our student assistance team, the SAP process, right? So we're revamping that, myself, including our leadership team and the grade level meetings. We're actually looking at how we could successfully include interventions within our school day. Some conversations were during advisory class, maybe we could pull them out like during the day, but we really want to provide that intervention support for all of our students, right? And really get them, you know, caught up in both reading and math, right? So the 100% of students' growth is in reading and math. Just the note there. We did, like I said, we do have an advisory class. My goal for the advisory class, our vision, and we actually have a task force looking at it right now currently. We're gonna have, my goal is when they hit the high school, they have a binder, a digital portfolio, whatever it is, that says, all right, Mr. Coates, Miss Hill, or whoever they talk to, right, the counselor, they have a career pathway, right? We're big on CTE. So I want to make sure that we reinforce that there at the middle school, start that process up, and we're going to do it during advisory. So we'll have benchmarks, 6th grade, benchmarks in 7th grade, and ultimately in 8th grade. So that's going to be a requirement for them to leave middle school, is to have that binder, that portfolio, so they can show up to the high school with that information ready to go. It should be pretty easy. It should be easier to fill out their, you know, their classes, you know, moving forward, right? And I'm big, I like CTE. I see it as an opportunity for, it's an investment within the community, right? I really feel that way. That's economic development within itself, giving that CTE, you know, focus within our schools. So attendance and engagement. So attendance is, of course, it's always gonna be, you know, it's gonna be an issue, you know, and so we're trying to combat that. So I'm currently developing SAPEs. So SAPEs are students attendance improvement plans. They're gonna be conducted either by myself, by the counselor, even teachers, the advisory teachers could even do SAPEs, where they sit down, they have an intimate conversation with the families, right? And say, hey, what's going on? What kind of supports we can give you in order for you to get your student here and in school. Sometimes it's like, hey, it's a transportation issue. Well, like, you know, what can we do to support with that, right? So overall, we want to emphasize the importance of coming to school. School culture, climate, of course, yeah. I was hoping we would be victorious on the floats, but I mean, gotta give props to, you know, intermediate school, you know, just give them there. But you know what, I really appreciate our staff coming together, and ultimately the community coming together. It was real nice to, because again, that's a family. I don't know, I just, that homecoming, that small town feel, it was amazing. I even have chills just thinking about it. We had our second annual burning of the Zozobra. where we had performances, we had fire dancers, we had Senora Sanchez, she came in and she provided some support too with us in that. So I'm looking forward to next year where we could possibly, expand it even more. So let's see what else. Discipline contract. So what I'm implementing now, and it's specifically to try to combat both substance abuse and then also violence, anything to violence, bullying, harassment, things like that. I developed a contract. So now it's like a receipt. Hey, yes, I'm having to suspend your student, right? But this is the receipt of it. This is what went on, right? And then now they go on their file, and then ultimately we follow that progressive discipline, and now we have that paper trail to say, hey, you're able to, this is where we're at, right? And this is where we're moving towards. Operations, communication. I'm trying my best to do weekly newsletters and updates to our parents. I think that's important, and of course I'll follow through with emails and text as well too. We're bringing in Smart Pass. So I've seen a lot of issues within the kids like to roam. They love to. Oh, I got a pass. I'm gonna go see this teacher. I talked to the teacher, and then there's no, I don't even know. He's not even in my class. No, but we're gonna implement Smart Pass, so it's gonna give us more control. It's gonna give us more control and just more accountability, right? So I can maximize how many students are out at a time. The teacher just puts it in the system, right? Four max, right? So it's all in queue. So if there's four that are already out, right? The other person that's in the queue would have to wait until somebody returns to class. And then we'll go from there. Granted, if there's a medical emergency or they're on some sort of 504 plan, we'll honor that as far as if they need to go to the bathroom or not. Other than that, we met as a leadership team, and we are looking to improve our vision statement, right? Our vision mission within our middle school, because I asked the students, hey, our vision statement, and they don't know. So I want to try to keep it simple for them. And it's just based off of we have a model with just three words: strong, resourceful, and thriving, right? So meeting with the leadership team, we said, all right, the vision statement, like wildcats, our students grow strong, resourceful, and ready to thrive, honoring our roots while building our future to feel full of opportunity. So that's our vision, right? That's where we want to go, and our mission, how we're going to get there. We nurture every learner in an inclusive environment, right? An inclusive environment, that's including our special education students. We do have a few students that are on the cusp of being an AL student, but they're actually doing pretty well. An inclusive environment that celebrates our heritage, sharpens our minds, and builds the courage to lead in the classroom, on the field, and throughout life. And then our core values, we just spelled out wildcats, right? W, wise; I, inclusive; L, loyal; D, determined; C, courageous; A, accountable; T, trustworthy; S, strong. So yeah, so I know it was I took a little bit longer, but I didn't get a chance to talk to you guys last time. So yeah, I apologize, but I stand for any question that you guys may have, or any thoughts, any suggestions. I'm open to it. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr.
Thank you.
Mr. Coates.
All right, at the high school, we had the Fast and Furious homecoming activities going on. Kids did an amazing job. Whatever we threw at them, we had, maybe one minor discipline issue. Other than that, spirit games are awesome. Everyone was fired up. It carried into the parade. That was one of the better ones that I've seen, in all my years here in Tularosa. So it was really awesome to see all the different departments, custodians, maintenance, sped, everything come together and just kind of, showcase what we're doing here. And, so we wrapped that up, and we're full swing with our CTE program as Caesar was touching on. Awesome things going on with their culinary arts. Mr. Bean's working on getting food handlers licenses for the students. He has some fundraising ideas in mind. The Teachers Academy is awesome. If you go into the high school, they have some displays on kids made a project of who their favorite teacher or most inspirational teacher was growing up. Kind of, tugging at the heartstrings a little bit, reading some of the summaries as to why those teachers influenced them. So they're learning everything from assessment to classroom management with Miss Portillo. But decorating bulletin boards and all the things that teachers do. So that's amazing to see. Chase is doing a great job as always with the metal fabrications and the, FFA. He's been gone for state fairs and stuff, but he's doing an amazing job. I did a walkthrough with him. They're cutting up metal using different tools and torches and presses and, so the kids are really engaged. Honestly, me, taking care of discipline, I think I've done maybe, knock on wood, maybe 5 total this year. So that's a testament to the kids. Me and Jody, we plan to kind of get into the data as far as why is that improving? Is it the schedule? Is it the 90 minutes? Is it the only 4 classes? Like, we kind of want to see why the improvements are happening and maybe some of the shortcomings that we're getting this year. We want to really see how our schedule and how our plan and all the changes we made, how it's affecting. With that being said, attendance, we've shifted from us keeping track of attendance in the office to advisory teachers doing that. I think that's kind of overall improved communication from from school to home, because those teachers are only, responsible for 13 to 15 kids that they gotta be responsible for as far as sending letters home. We don't have to worry about the 280 kids and 2 of us are doing that job, right? So the advisory teachers are really doing a good job with that. We look forward to planning our activities for the fall festival that's coming up. Some of our teachers are really Halloween people to the core, so we have a good team for that. Sergio and I will be selling little glow sticks, so bring your kids for a basketball fundraiser. I know we're doing pozole sales and whatnot, so a lot of good things coming from the high school. Big item that Miss Hill wanted me to share with everybody, she sent out a survey to kind of discuss a date for graduation. I know last year we ran into problems with same day as Mescalero, Alamogordo. So she sent out a survey and it came back over 114 votes. 49% wanted to go Wednesday, I believe the 20th. Don't quote me on that 100%, but it's that Wednesday at 7 p.m. So that's kind of what we wanted to present to you for discussion and a vote down the road to see if we can confirm that date based on what teachers, parents, students, we asked them, we surveyed them, and that's the result that came up. So yeah, I think that's about it, unless you have any questions for me.
I have 2 questions. First of all, for graduation, we've talked to the students about what it is that they would like to have for their graduation, as well as the parents, correct?
You're talking about the survey?
Correct.
Yes, we polled students, teachers, and parents, sent stuff home to parents.
Okay,
Yes.
and I'm really interested to see if, with the change in schedule, and like you were saying with the metal fab, that's one of the big ones.
Yeah.
Where you finally have enough time in your class
Right.
to set everything up, to do everything safely, to start your project and then be able to finish safely also. And put everything away, you get ready for your next course.
Right.
As for they're not being shoved in, hurry, and then right back out, so
Definitely.
I'll be
And I
interested to
think-
see that.
I think that's one thing that some of our teachers are really liking as well. They don't have to cram everything into 60 minutes. They can kind of plan for that 90, get the ball rolling. There's a lot more project-based learning going on. Kids are interacting. I mean, I walk into classrooms to do walkthroughs and they're engaged, man. They're talking, they're having those meaningful conversations. I went into how interesting the preamble is, right?
Oh, yeah.
Miss Connor Torres did an awesome activity with them, breaking up the 6 parts of the preamble and putting it into teenage friendly language and meaning. And I think they got a lot out of that, just having those discussions. So they pulled out the elementary strategies with the anchor charts, right, Ms. Grace? And they wrote it down and then they presented it and then like all the kids were, oh man, that makes sense. That's a good point,
Right.
So just those meaningful conversations are going on and with those kids being engaged, I think that's also positively affecting the discipline.
Yes.
So they're not, they're working and they're having fun and their minds aren't on other things.
Right.
So,
You want to be there.
But they were just not having to cram everything in that
right.
It'll be
hour,
first fit.
like that's like, hey, now we can really elaborate on what we're trying to do.
Right. Teachers also comment on the flow of things. Hey, they leave this unfinished, but then we pick up right back the next day and they know what they're doing. They get up in there and, no expectations. They know, the whole ins and outs. Of course, there's kinks in a few classes,
Right.
but we're working
It's
through
still
those.
early, right.
Teachers are being flexible with everything and, knock on wood, it's gonna continue. And any other questions? Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Good job.
I'm just gonna mention on my report, I want to congratulate all the schools and all the staff for the homecoming. That was I think, me and Mr. Garcia's with me, and we come around the corner and we're like 2 streets over. And you could look to Main Street down there and still see people. Yeah, I mean, so Granada, I don't know how long it was, but it was an amazing parade. It was so much fun.
I think,
Candy,
next year, we can possibly get with the village and maybe the highway department. And get some of those roads blocked off, because when we were on the first street. A lot of the vehicles are coming off the highway, trying to get, running into the parade itself, so.
That was a lot of people.
we were it. It broke out.
I'll bring them around.
Yes, sir.
It's very good
Very,
fun.
like, one of the best in 5 years, like you said.
Yeah,
The intermediate got lucky, but next year I have to build it. We'll take one. Recognition of students and staff. Miss Griffin, Sterling, would you like to come forward, and Miss Richardson? May we take a picture, please? You stand you're the fat. Miss Richardson, you wanna explain
I do.
everything, please? Okay.
Something that I wrote. So, first, thank you, Mr. Lindsay and, board members for inviting us to come and present this amazing, award for this amazing student. Sterling is the person that you want to take with you to like conquer the world. She's so smart. She is so dedicated, and I've missed you, right? It's been so long. I'm sorry, I'm emotional. But anyways, the stock market game is where we put students into a virtual world with $100,000 virtual portfolio. Too bad it's not real, because our school rocked it this one fall semester. The other 8th grades class and us, we were competing back and forth, and her students won first place, where one of my students won second in the competition for the portfolio. But then after that, there's an essay, and this is where we come in. So Invest Right is a essay that they write and summary of what they did in their portfolio, their competition. And like Sterling is one of those people that puts 100% in everything that she does. I mean, if you haven't met her, I'm sure you have. I know you have. Like, she's just amazing. So, the competition is from the state. It's not just like in our school or, so for the entire state, for the middle school division for New Mexico, first place winner was Sterling Griffin. And if we could just recognize her and give her a round of applause.
Make a speech, Sterling.
Oh,
Make a speech.
you don't want to hear my speech. Okay.
Good advice.
Yeah.
I'm ready to take notes.
What should I invest in?
So she gets this amazing trophy, a gift card for you on your effort. National Invest Right essay competition. There's more, but we're not ready yet. There's, I don't have hands for this.
Viper will help you. Get up here, Viper.
I know.
What appears to be. It's a little bit.
We need like an assistant. Sure. Yeah, there's a Definitely a resume marker, well, thank you. And I think this one's ours. Cause it's like a.
Oh, okay. You guys go.
And it's been staff trophy case. No.
You, I want to cover. Not just me, this is like how I like.
Just stand wherever you want.
It's fine.
I'm sorry. Not at all.
Yeah, that's it.
Good job, Piper.
Thanks, Piper. Thank you again.
Good job, Charlie.
Congratulations. Oh, yeah, well, that's all I was gonna say too, on sport. And we can-
Then we go ahead and list the principals and ready to go.
Yeah, thank you.
Principals, if you guys want to leave, you're free to go. Want to listen to the presentation, you're welcome to stay. Thank you, Mr. Richardson.
Thank you.
Thank you, thank you.
Oh.
Region meeting.
All right.
Your doctor's better.
Darlene.
Yes.
Sorry. Somebody, I forgot Darlene, special ed director for.
Give me a text or call me involved.
Really busy, getting new kids coming into the district. We talked today about how we were gonna support like our significant delayed students. Because we feel like we could do a better job using the resources that we already have. So, we're talking, that will be like an ongoing conversation on how we're gonna do that, but I mean, it's going great. I think with our teachers, 2 teachers starting next week at elementary and then our preschool position being filled. We do have 1 at the middle school, that opened up last week, but I think, Mr. Alvarez kind of always has a plan, you know, on how to make that happen, yeah. So I think we're good, just busy.
We're gonna do some revamping on some,
Yeah.
You know, and to.
some Onions kids. that
Taking
help
on-
them out.
What Chance was saying too, like even at the high school level, when they did the block schedule, it really helped some of our kiddos on IEPs because like one semester they're supposed to have math and one semester they're supposed to have English. So it really gives them like that time that they need to really focus on one subject and not try to do all of it when they do have those learning disabilities and things like that. So I've seen that really benefit some of the students. So that could be another factor into like it's our sport. So good.
Awesome.
Yeah, busy for sure.
Thank you, Dar.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
It's the second on Monday. Was that a Monday?
Check it out.
All right, I see business.
Yes, sir. Madam President, members of the board, I'm breakfast. Sorry, you make it.
Oh, consideration of agenda.
Yes, Madam President, members of the board, I'm recommending approval, consideration of the agenda.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second. I'll second.
There's been a motion and a second, now we approve the agenda. All those in favor of say aye, those opposed.
Aye.
Aye.
Okay.
He's looking at me. I didn't hear everybody.
She's
This is
very
my,
quiet.
this is my sidecar here.
Okay. Consideration of minutes from the previous meeting, the regular meeting August 13th, 2025.
Yes, sir. Madam President, members of the board, I'm recommending approval of the minutes of August 13th, 2025, regular board meeting.
For a motion?
There's been a motion and a second to approve the minutes from the previous meeting, all those in favor say aye, those opposed no.
Aye.
I said, I have the same thing.
Sorry if I'm being-
Motion carries. Yeah. She did. Okay. It says goes on to the outside here. Next is the consideration of the check register for August 2025.
Yes, Madam President, members of the board, I'm recommending approval for check register for August 2025. Mr. Breckler is at ASBO right now, but he is also online, so if there's any questions, I'm sure Mr. Breckler can pipe in.
I have, and you may be able to answer this.
Yes.
It sounds like my nose is in, really not. We bought a Traeger pellet smoker.
Oh, yes, we did.
That is for the culinary arts class.
Correct.
Right?
Yes, sir.
Where will that be kept and locked down and chained to the wall?
It's moved inside the classroom, but they're not,
It is? Okay,
it's a portable.
that was, I assumed that was probably what it was for.
They got the grant for the steaks,
Yes, sir.
and that was part of that, I believe, because he's putting the
To
steaks on.
learn how to cook meat the different ways from the New Mexico Cattle Growers Association.
And that'll be one of the
They
ways
have-
that they have to learn.
And the board will get a notification on.
Yes.
Eventually,
So
some
then you're gonna-
barbecuing competitions.
All right. And please explain to me Amplify Education. And it is on page, it's on page 12.
Oh.
Oh, I'm sorry, page 29. Excuse me.
Is that one of our,
That's a
Software.
literacy grant. And when we we got a huge literacy grant, 2 parts, and one of them is high quality instructional materials.
Right,
And Amplify is that instructional material, so there's instructional materials, there's professional development, and it was a lot of money.
and that is from elementary on up, right?
Hey,
Okay, okay, got you. And those were the 2 questions I had. I just wanted to clarify. Everybody cool? All right,
That has questions.
second.
Oh,
Oh, I'm sorry, that just made a motion.
Yeah, I thought
Make a
I
motion,
thought you said that too.
But I'll make a motion, Beverly.
then I will second.
There's been a motion and a second to approve the check register for August 2025. All those in favor say aye, those opposed, no.
Aye.
Aye.
Hi.
Motion carries. Consideration of stipends.
yes, Madam President, members of the board, I'm recommending approval of stipends, and, if you haven't looked at it yet, man, you can pull them up online. We've had a lot of stipends here lately.
We have.
It seemed like
I have to talk to them about the yoga.
the yoga is, that's for a year long, and it's for health, and you're welcome to go. It's after school, 4 or 5 o'clock to 6 o'clock,
it's 5 to 5:45 at TIS Library Mondays and Wednesdays.
and,
Kidding.
so it's,
Five 45.
They do ask for adults
5:45.
Oh,
during that time.
I can go.
yeah.
I've tried it so many times, I realize how unlimber I am.
But it's actually really good for the staff to have some time together and help.
Absolutely. Any questions?
Miss Multerry and Alicia Dave were so busy at the middle school and have so many kids, we're buying their prep, so they, are teaching during their prep, so that's what those are about.
Oh, okay.
So they don't have a prep anymore, we bought it from them so they can continue teaching, we just have so
Okay.
many staff and they wanted to do that to help them. So overcrowding, so it's not so.
Yes, sir. Anybody have any questions? I'll make a motion.
Second. There's been a motion and a second to approve the stipends. All those in favor say aye, those opposed, no.
Hi.
Aye.
Motion carried. Consideration of policy advisory 27B GAD copyright compliance.
Yeah, yes, Madam President, members of the board, I'm recommending approval of policy advisory 270 GAD and the copyright compliance. Have you had a chance to read through it? Any questions on that, or? It seemed to me like all 3 policies, services were kind of no brainers.
70, 71, and 72. Reading, going cross-eyed reading them. Like you said earlier, this is something that we're gonna have to probably look at yearly. Because the technology is changing so incredibly fast that we're just gonna really have to stay on top of it, so. At least the New Mexico Board of Education is doing their due diligence.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right.
All right.
Anybody have any questions on that? And then I'll make a motion to consider policy.
I'll second.
There's been a motion and a second to approve policy advisory 270. All those in favor say aye, those opposed, no.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
And that was your 77 and 72?
No.
No,
We have
just,
to do each one.
yeah, we gotta do each.
Our
We could put 71 and 72
Okay.
together if you want.
consideration of policy advisory 271, use of technology resources in instruction. And policy advisory 272, use of artificial intelligence.
So, Madam President, members of the board, I'm recommending approval of policy advisory 271, use of technology resources and instruction. And policy advisory 272, use of AI, artificial intelligence. And I use it every day.
I'm trying.
I'm here
I
for it.
swore I never would, but I'm trying.
I'll second.
There's been a motion and a second to approve policy advisory 271 and 272. All those in favor say aye, those opposed, no.
Aye.
Motion carries. Consideration of the quote from New Mexico Gas Company for the new middle school.
Yeah, Madam President, members of the board, I'm recommending approval of the quote from New Mexico Gas for the new middle school. And for people online and in the audience, what happened is we've developed we have our plans in place for our new middle school, $49 million, 64,000 square feet. We don't have adequate gas to the property and design was already put in place. Mexico Gas Company is gonna have to go just a little bit over a mile off of Riata to provide gas for us, and it's coming in at $153,000. PSFA will not participate with anything, but that is on the site of the school. If it's not within our property, PSFA won't participate. So we're proposing to do with Mr. Regler is either use bond money that we have for the school, right? And we, in the last 3 years, I think the worst carryover we had was 1.5 million. We put that money in rainy day accounts to investment accounts.
Yes, sir.
And so we do have the money. It's really aggravating that at the end, but if we don't get this done right away, it's gonna prolong.
And it's gonna make everything else more expensive.
Exactly. So I don't see any alternative. I'm hoping that after we get the gas line in, if new companies or houses come in off of it, we'll get some of that money back as they tap into our gas line, but I don't see any other way.
Yeah, it's a necessity.
It is, there's.
It has to. Like exactly.
I concur with everything you said.
I'll,
To ask the question,
Yes, ma'am.
is that the only utility issue that you guys had?
Right.
The gas?
Just gas. Yeah, most of that's on our own well over there. And so we're gonna have to up the line, the water line that to water the grass and stuff. We're gonna have to go bigger off our well, but it's an irrigation well, so we just have to move some of that pipe and make it a little bigger, but that's the only utility problem. It's really the only problem we've had at all was that.
And that's just pressure. The pressure was the issue.
And really, it's not an issue, but what they do is when they test it, they said if everything's turned on 100%, we couldn't run everything, but we'd never have everything on 100% of the time.
We
So,
haven't met.
so that is for us to continue on, we're gonna have to do that.
the motion.
I'll second.
Alright, there's been a motion and a second to approve the. Quote from New Mexico Gas Company for the new middle school. All those in favor say aye, those opposed, no.
Aye.
Aye. Alright, consideration of table item, Tulare Middle School Handbook 2025-2026.
Madam President, members of the board, I'm recommending approval of the tabled item. The Tulare Middle School Student Handbook for 25-26. I forgot what the changes were now. It's been, we've been putting this off for so long, but I think most of them were names. Principals and stuff. Look, I know we moved up some of the, it was a suspension stuff.
Right.
Last day, and-
But like,
That's a one that change.
so I should ask him, do you like added, well, it said cause his questions are in red, right, on it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does he put like a sixth grade honors English? Do they really have that?
No,
That
So
chess,
I don't know. why.
something else, there was some others that
They don't
were,
have that, right?
right, they no longer have that.
we've never had honors.
That's why I was wondering. I think he put sixth grade or seventh grade.
I mean, that's
honors
a nice thing if we
English,
could do that.
Yeah. that's all.
We run into problems because, oh, they are.
There he is.
While we were rating nineties candy, you know, so.
Sixth grade honors English, did you add that into the handbook?
Let me see, do we have, we don't have, sixth grade
Yeah,
honors.
cause that was in the handbook in red.
Oh, was it like to add it?
Mhm.
Okay,
I was gonna ask
so.
about that. I think it was in red to add it for sixth grade and seventh grade maybe, or all
We have it
grade.
we have it for eighth grade.
Eighth grade, so it was there for sixth and seventh.
Okay, so
Maybe.
we could update that, you know, but the plan is, I'll be honest, so, next year, when we start planning ahead, right? I wanna start planning like maybe like in February during that time. Right now, so we had 6 classes at first.
Yeah.
We bumped it up to 7 classes, you know, and it just balances out the classrooms and I spoke to a few teachers and they're willing and we have a few doing it right now. So I wanna offer, you know, they teach their 5 content, right, and then 1 elective. Right?
Yeah.
So they kind of balances out for those teachers that are willing to take on those honor courses, that could be their elective that they wanna do, but yeah, so
So it's not offered now, but could be.
it's not offered, but I could assure you. It's gonna be offered in the future, I foresee that,
So yeah, just keep
So it
it
could stay on there.
yeah,
I was just curious.
yeah, so, yeah.
Just kind of a quick note for the thing. Some of the students, they want to go take upper division math classes at the high school.
Mhm.
And we can't do it because we can't transport those students and they're on a different schedule. So we're kind of getting that conflict every year. So just kind of remember when
Yeah,
when
and
we're doing these honor classes, that's not something that fits us. We just can't
Yeah.
get those kids there at the right times. It's just a scheduling nightmare.
But that could possibly change when the school is completed.
It could really change when that's.
Oh, yeah.
Because then we could go to a block schedule, then it would be easy to walk
Right.
right there, you could have more.
yeah, and what we
advanced classes.
wanna really like focus on as well too, it's not. Because we've had it happen where a parent came in, hey, my students should be in this math, they're really good at math. Well, my response to that is I need to see the data first, I need to see that information, so I could justify them actually being able to take that advanced math, right? It can't be just like, hey, I think my kid we have to really have that solid data in order for us to justify even taking like, you know, like the course,
Yeah.
you know, so that's what we wanna really focus on, and I'm big on that data, whether it's in language arts or any class, right? But really look at those scores, because I do know there's a 6th grader right now, she tested at a 10th grade level in math. And I was like, seriously? I was like, dang, that's really good, you know, so that's on our radar to really like when she becomes an 8th grader, and by that time, we might have the school, she's one of the candidates that we could really, you know, push forward with. And,
Yes. Another event. Everything else seems to be just, changes in the schedules and, that other stuff, but that's nothing new. Anybody else?
No.
make a motion.
I'll second.
There's been a motion and a second to approve the Tularosa Middle School handbook. All those in favor say aye, those opposed, no. Okay, consideration of the parent feeder route.
Madam President, members of the board, I'm recommending approval of the parent feeder route. I'm not,
It's 3 minutes.
it is Three Rivers, okay, I thought it might be. We have one student at Three Rivers, so we're gonna pay the parent to bring the student to school instead of sending the bus an hour there and back. The parents always, they have to agree to this first, they have already apparently agreed with that.
Oh, right. Me too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll second.
There's been a motion and a second to approve the parent feeder route. All those in favor say aye, those opposed, no.
Aye.
Motion carried. Consideration for out-of-state travel for middle school.
So, Madam President, members of the board, I'm recommending approval of out-of-state travel for the middle school. It's just to El Paso. It's,
It's so it's a trip, Mr. Sorton, he's real big on really bringing in the, you know, the traditions and, you know, everything that we embrace. It's a trip that would focus on the Mexican Revolution, which is already in his curriculum. So he understood that it's an out-of-state travel. And it could be but it is gonna be, it reinforces one of the lessons, and it's primarily, I believe, for the eighth graders. But of course, the same thing, right? Sixth graders and seventh graders moving up, once they get that opportunity, they'll have that same, you know, luxury as far as.
he's taking them a lot of places.
Yeah, yeah. But it does reinforce like a lesson that he's already crafted.
I will, it is part of one of our grants that we did for rural education. We've never done this before, and last year we were able to get it approved, uploading our lesson plans and stuff through the state, so it is funded through grant money. The student travel.
Last year they went to.
Hands-on learning.
Yeah.
Thank good day.
Oh, yes, yes.
Just a bunch of places.
Okay. I'll make a motion.
One second. There's been a motion and a second to approve out-of-state travel for middle school. All those in favor say aye, those opposed, no.
Aye.
Motion carried. All right, on to discussion.
So, Madam President, members of the board, item 4.1 is bar board report and cafeteria updates. And we have Mr. Regular on the computer with us.
I'm here. So for the bars this time, most of them were maintenance bars where I'm just, moving some things around to clean up the funds. We did have two that were decreases where our final award actually ended up being a little bit less. And then we did get quite a bit of additional money in our literacy grant. And so that was the increased bar for that. Any questions on the bars?
No, I don't.
For the board report, everything's going good. All our functions all our balances are positive in the function level, which is what PED keeps an eye on. We're honestly, everything's going good unless anyone has any questions on any specific fund. I won't go into too much detail on that. Our operational balance is looking really good so far. And of course, we have all the grants and everything else. I did want to mention we had the auditors here a couple of weeks ago, and that seemed to go really well. We're still working on them, providing them some additional information, but I don't foresee any real problems with our audit this year.
Outstanding.
It's been good.
How's that? No real issues last year with those auditors?
Yeah. No,
No,
these
these
are
are the
new
ones.
ones. We fired the ones and brought these in late and
Perfect.
been a lot better.
That's good.
Outstanding.
They're really good people.
All right. I have no questions.
No, I'm.
Thank you, Mr. Regular.
Thank you.
Bids for the field houses, we've taken a couple bids, one from White Sands Construction, one from, J3 Construction. And we really like the bid for the field house for anybody that's listening online or on site. It came to $80,000 some dollars, and what I'm asking for is, I'd like to do that in 3 phases. So we're not so strapped for money, and I'd like to start with the roof and the painting of the outside. And then, phase 2, come back and do the plumbing and the other building outside, and it's just a lot to take off at one time, especially when we have a couple other things in there. It's $153,000 gas line.
Yeah, that didn't hurt.
Little thing that we weren't expecting, but I'd like to do that in 3 phases. So at the next board meeting, we'll put it on the agenda for.
Get the final cost for that.
Yeah,
That would be
I'd like
the
to
first
try to,
phase.
yeah, and that's gonna be a bigger deal because the roof is, I want to say $25,000 or something, but I think that roof is better fix it first before.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think the roof is probably the
And then
probably the
so,
main.
but by the end of the summer, we should have it all completed. And I do want to say J3's been doing the locker room over there, and they are doing an
I wanna see
amazing
that.
job
Do it.
and priced right, and it's nice to have somebody not gouging us.
I agree 100%. Somebody local,
Yeah, I really appreciate them.
yes.
Policy to limit professional leave. I've been really mulling this over. I'm gonna come back to the board next month. And come up with some kind of a policy. I feel we have a couple. I don't wanna say taking advantage. I don't think that's fair, but I think we could be a little picky on every year the trips we go on to. I need my teachers in the classroom more than I need them on a trip somewhere else. So I wanna give up a certain amount of the days and they can pick those days. What's more important to their program or their.
Yes, sir.
Because it's just hard to have a teacher out 25 days a semester.
And then expecting the EAs to,
Right, or
Take over.
substitutes and.
Doesn't help us.
So I'd like to really come up with a nice number, because I do want them to do
Like the continuing
most
education.
of it, but. Some things I think we could pull back a little bit on and just put it in policy,
Yes, sir.
what's fair, but we gotta remember, we're here for kids, and if we're not in the classroom with our kids. That's who we should be serving, so.
Yeah.
And I know some of these kids are on some of these trips, but. I still gotta look at all kids, so I just wanna come up and mull it around and see what I can come up with and what's fair for everybody.
Yes, sir.
I procure a new activity bus, item 4.4. This is what I need to do, and I need to do it right away. It took a year and a half for our new bus to come in. Within a year and a half, our other bus will be outdated and will be, so if I don't order a bus like right away, we won't have it in by the time that our other bus is 20 years old.
Yes, sir.
that thing's on its last leg.
It's gone, but I want to get it ordered so it's here before that bus is out of service. So I think I just need to do that. And
Up front, money wise up front.
we'll have to encumber it, but we don't have to pay for it.
Right.
And this bus was $327,000.
So you can imagine what it's gonna be.
If we order it now, it's gonna be a lot cheaper than we order 6 months from now.
Absolutely. Yes, sir.
So. October will be that'll be on the agenda also. But like we can get Hillary in the process and start getting through numbers and quotes, what exactly.
Try to, if we can mirror it as close as we can to the bus.
Exactly the same.
Yeah.
It needs to be exactly that bus. That way nobody's like, boys or girls thinking they're getting a better bus than they go.
Right.
And that's exactly what happens. Mr. Coates, on item 4.5 brought up the graduation date. Would it be okay to add that to the October agenda also, that we can discuss that?
If we need to get on it.
Yeah, the sooner the better, because they'll start ordering stuff.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
All right.
And with that, Madam President, I will step back and give you.
Our regular session, next October 8th. Next meeting.
So that tells me October 7th is a Tuesday now.
It does indeed.
So that Tuesday in Hondo,
It's confirmed.
that 8th. Here's, what's that? Okay. Motion to adjourn. Motion.
Second.
All right, there's been a motion second to adjourn the meeting. All those in favor say aye, those opposed no.
All right.
All right.
Meeting